Hey guys, today I'm gonna be talking about why Robert Pattinson's The Batman is the best Batman movie ever made out of all of them. It's not just good, it's not just decent. To me, it's the best, and I'll be breaking it down. Okay, when you think superhero movies, you know nowadays it's mainly a lot of CGI and a bunch of explosions, and it's just a bunch of action because I guess filmmakers think that that's all we like. But the Batman, it's different, definitely. It's a 3 hour movie, so it's very long. It's slow, has its own mood to it, and it's more like a crime action thriller. And rather than just what every comic book movie has been recently, it pulls you into this mystery movie. It's like a mystery movie, I guess you could say, and I really enjoy mystery movies, so it's mainly why I'm doing this. And yes, um, the big idea here is that Pattinson Batman is darker. It's more real, and when I mean real, I feel like after I watched this movie, I definitely thought that Batman could actually exist in our real world just because of how it was made, and yeah, how they came to portraying the character. I guess you could say, and also he's a character you can actually connect with, and this movie really shows you that. And I'll be talking about that later. Um, so this superhero, you know, I especially when I watched this, I really came into it because my friend told me to watch it, and when he told me to watch it, he told me this Batman is more emo, and I was like, emo? I thought that's what Batman was, but when he meant by that, I could see after watching it, it really showed him like struggling, and I guess his emotions were shown more, and that made him feel like I guess more human. You could see he was more vulnerable, more awkward, and I guess that's where emo comes from. When my friend told me, and I guess that made him more relatable, and I could actually vibe with him. Um, yeah. Now it's a detective movie. Now it this movie really does lean into Batman's roots, which is the world's greatest detective. That's what I feel like that's why Batman should be. Anyways, the other movies is just action, just fighting and stuff, but really here in depth, he really does become a detective. And at the bottom right here, I don't know you can really tell, but that's Commissioner Gordon. He's a character in many of the Batman comics and movies. He's always there basically, and he helps him with a lot of leads because he does work in the police force. And in this movie, the Riddler, he's the one that I guess you can thank him because he's the reason why it's a mystery. He leaves riddles during on the crimes that he's committed for the Batman, and I guess in this movie they're a team. And really, they're not a team, but that's what the Riddler would say, that they're a team, but they're not. I really liked it because again, it's a detective movie. It has dark lighting. You can literally tell like the streets were soaked with rain. It was most of the time it was raining, and that just gave it a vibe of like this eerie, dark movie. I guess you could say the score also made it like that. Um, instead of just him punching guys, it was you could see him solving crimes, and throughout the movie we can see how corrupt this Gotham is, and I think that's what made it stand out. Like I was saying, I feel like Pattinson, or the Batman, I guess, in this movie is the most human. Now, what I be my human, I'll talk about it. But he doesn't just play the Batman, and he's not some invisible character that can't die and doesn't have emotions. He's always just winning. You can see him vulnerable, and especially with Alfred, his butler. When Bruce Wayne's parents died, he took the role of racing Bruce, and I don't think Alfred grew with a father, so he had to learn himself how to take care of him, and Alfred definitely sees Bruce as his son, but throughout the movie, Bruce doesn't see him as his father, and there's many times that he would say that Alfred, you're not my father, to make him feel bad. But in this scene over here, the picture, it's him. I think. Oh yeah, Alfred just he got in a really bad accident with because of the Riddler, and Bruce went to visit him, and in this scene you can Bruce actually opens up to him and starts sharing how the Riddler made him really scared. He made him feel this. He made him feel this fear that he hasn't felt in a long time. And just in context, this is in this movie, it's his second year being the Batman, so he's still learning. But he really thought he conquered fear. But the Riddler showed him that he still has fear, and he's basically opening it up. And this is what I mean, that he's more vulnerable and he doubts himself more, and he's still figuring out how to be, I guess, Gotham's protector. And I feel like this makes him more relatable than the polished versions that we've seen before. He's more human, and I feel like that's what makes him different from the other Batmans. Now, instead of just talking about Batman, I want to talk about Gotham too. This movie is by far the best. By far the best Gotham it's had. The first two pictures here, you can tell, but it's Gotham. It's not just some setting, I guess you could say, in the movie. It kind of just becomes a character itself. A bunch of scenes, or throughout the movie, there's a bunch of like scenic, or I don't know, there's just scenes showing off Gotham itself, and you can really, like, just by looking Gotham at night, you can literally tell Gotham has corruption. It looks very abandoned, not taken care of, and I just love how the movie made feel like Gotham, like a character. And also the Batmobile looks very terrifying. Like, it looks just aggressive. It looks like you could actually build this Batmobile. Like, someone with a lot of money in our world can definitely build this Batmobile, and that's why I really like it. It really does fit the movie, I guess you could say. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Overall, I enjoyed this movie or I think it's the best Batman movie ever, because it's a detective movie. Pattinson really gave us, like, I guess in this movie you can really see Bruce Wayne and the Batman. Like, they're two different. They're the same person, but I guess you can say two different characters, and you can really see how he's human, and Gotham itself is a character, and that's why it's the best Batman movie ever. Here are my sources, and thank you guys.